I literally worked with the Antichrist today. I don't know if a lot of you guys know this, but just like Satan did to Jesus in the desert, you should have an experience where Satan comes to you and tries you. I've had several of them, but today was like no other. So I saw this dude. I wanted to work with a specific woman today, but that was not in God's plan. And so he put me with this dude, and I looked at him, and I was just like, this guy looks like a troublemaker, like he just does. Um, the thing is, a lot of the times, people that are harboring the spirit of Satan, they will look like him. Like, I'm not even joking, like the eyebrows and everything. And so, this dude and I were talking, like the whole time at work today, because he's got his little pseudo spiritual knowledge. He was talking about Zeus and, like questioning me, like, well, what if the God you believe in is not God? I don't believe in Jesus. Jesus is just a nice person, like all this kind of stuff. I had said something like, oh, you're like a musician. And he was like, how do you know I'm a musician? And I was like, I don't know. I felt led by the spirits. And he talked about, well, when he was younger, he used to write raps and he used to cut music, and anything that he heard, he would try to flip the sound. And I was like, yeah, that's pretty much what's going on. He's saying that not all demons are bad, and that Lucifer just wanted to give people knowledge and that kind of thing. So, I mean, the dude's obviously mentioning that he's a Luciferian and that kind of thing. Denying he's a witch, but like supporting Lucifer for some reason. And so then at one point he called God a D-I-C-K. I was like, ooh, that's taking it far, bro. But anyway, this is the confusion, because he kept saying he believes in God, and how can you not, with the Fibonacci sequence and all this kind of stuff. He spoke a lot of knowledge, like man's knowledge and man's philosophy and that kind of thing. But God's wisdom and his knowledge and God's philosophy is much higher than man's. So the intriguing part of it was, I went to lunch, and his hair is like this curly Cupid looking hair. He had left for a minute and went to get a headband to put around his head, because he said he doesn't like his hair to touch his ears. And I said, okay, whatever. So I'm looking on YouTube during lunch, and there's this picture of Caesar that pops up. And I like looking closer, because Caesar has this like band around his head, and he has this like curly hair, and it looked exactly like him. They were showing the Greek coin versus the Roman coin versus the modern American dollar, and they all have like eagles on the back. So they were like likening America to like a Greece or like a Rome type deal. And so how intriguing is it that the Greeks were all about knowledge and all about philosophy and like wisdom and that kind of thing? Like, they thought that was their way out. The other interesting thing was, the guy had this band around his arm, or around his wrist rather, and it looked like that Greek border, where it's kind of like I don't know what it's called exactly. And so the father was basically showing me he's like a Greek, which is so crazy. It's so crazy. I don't know fully what it means yet, but I remember the guy kept saying that he was God too. And I know in 2 Thessalonians 2:4 it says the Antichrist will set himself up in the temple of God, claiming that he is God. And so he's like a Greek Antichrist, like Caesar. It's just freaking weird. It was just freaking weird. But also confirmation. That's probably why I didn't want to work with him this morning. But, I kept trying to tell him about God and that kind of thing. And I don't know if it ever quite sunk in, unfortunately. But the guy's been to prison a couple of times. And sometimes people just don't change. They literally don't change. I guess I thought people in prison would be more apt to change, but I think if you have a stronghold or a spiritual possession, the only thing that can help you is God. But anyway, other interesting thing that happened was, I ended up connecting with a believer at lunch. And it was kind of like, some of the things she was saying were some of the things that I was thinking, just feeling like I want things to be like what they were at the beginning. But I have faith that the Father will bring this to an end and then renew us. She was having issues because like her husband is having issues, and she was just talking about how on fire for the Lord she was, and how she just missed that, and she just doesn't know where she is. And so I was just trying to give her encouragement, and I felt the spirit come down and was telling me what to say. And I said, oh, we can pray and we can talk, because God is in our midst. We're two or more gathered. And as soon as I said two, I saw a two on the screen. I was like, okay, we're in conjunction here. We really are. We got up and we went to go throw our plates away, and she was talking about going to Austin. So the Father had shown me a while ago that Austin is like a spiritual Sodom and Gomorrah. And so I looked over to the left, and there were these magazines that were on the table. And I don't know what to do, because I definitely feel like I need to leave Austin. Like, I'm pretty sure that God is going to burn Austin to the ground. But I looked over to the left and there was a magazine with a caution sign and it said Sodom on it. I was like, okay, what are we saying here, Lord? I don't know. I had 2 jobs canceled in Austin the last 2 days, and so I haven't been back. And I really think it's the Most High trying to show me something or keep me out of that area. So it's just intriguing. But I guess the Lord is just really with us wherever we go. But I mostly wanted to make this video to let people know that Antichrist, like, he's coming. Like, he's in the midst. He is trying to deceive a lot of us. You really have to stay strong in the Most High. You really have to know that his word is above anything that he has to say, anything above what Satan has to say, and you have to use it. Because the whole idea is for Satan to take your mind. And he'll start trying to do that through all these vain philosophies of men, all these spiritual dispositions. He'll try to distract you, with different things. Like, one of the things I struggled with was vanity for a long time. And sometimes it tries to heap up its ugly head. And so, he kept calling me pretty, and you're beautiful, and your hair's so long, longer than all these other black girls. So the other thing was competition. So not only is he trying to get my vanity going, he's trying to get my competitive spirit going. And Satan will find so many ways, okay? So you really do have to guard your heart, and you have to meditate on the word in your heart, and you have to pray. And I personally need to fast. I'm suggesting everyone out there fast too, because it will kind of clear out those things that are not of God. But the thing is, with fasting, you need to do it in conjunction with prayer and reading the word. And I think we have to understand that some things we're going to have to give up. Like, this poor girl, she's concerned about not having money to take care of her kids and that kind of thing. And I was concerned about that too. So I was working all these jobs, but it was starting to tire me. And I'm like, maybe I need to spend more time with the Most High rather than worrying about having all this money, because I got to do this and I got to go there. Because at the end of the day, we're not going to be able to buy or sell. So I could try to get all the money that I want. It's still going to be the Most High that takes care of me and provides for me. And really, you can freaking go out and get a 4-inching book, and you can literally eat like half these trees on the street. Like, that's the thing. We're so far removed from God's creation that we only eat certain things when most of these things on the earth are edible. So anyway, you guys be blessed, be diligent, and be aware, because Satan is really looking to devour at this point. When I say this guy was like an Antichrist, he was like an Antichrist. He was the Antichrist trying to find his way into my temple. So I am praying for you guys, Israel out there, and all those who are grafted into a tribe of Israel. I am praying for the protection of you guys, and yeah, just be aware. Take this time seriously. You guys be blessed and have a good one. Bye.